All right, so welcome. I'm going to show you how you can install your Flutter and set it up. So first and foremost, you need to come to this website, docsflutter.dev. All right, then you click on Get Started. So we're going to be targeting Windows as our current device. All right, so if you have Mac OS, then you can select this Linux, or if you want to install for Chrome OS. So I'm going to be installing this on Windows. So I'm going to select Windows. Okay, so click on this. So we're going to be designing for Android. Android. Okay, so I'm going to select Android. Then so it gives you, first and foremost, you need to make sure that you have a 64-bit version of Windows 10 or 11, right? So if you have a OS lower than that, you might not be able to take it, okay? So next thing is you want to come to install the Flutter SDK, right? So to install the Flutter SDK, we have two options here: use the VS Code to install or download and install. So let's try with it. Use VS Code to install. So to do that, we need to install. If you don't have a VS Code installed on your system, then you click on this link to go and install the Visual Studio Code. So let's go down there. Okay, so let's click on download Visual Studio Code. Okay, all right. So you need to make sure you have some data to go with this, otherwise you get stuck. Make sure you have enough data. Okay. So if your download, okay, my download is going. So you can see download in progress. So let's wait for this to come up. So this might take some few seconds, depends on your how fast your internet is. Okay, if it's download is complete, then click on it. Yep, double click on that. Okay, so you need to accept the terms and agreement. If you want to read through, you can also read through. All right, so let's click on next. Okay, next. So if you want a desktop icon on your screen, you can select this. If not, but make sure that add to part is ticked. All right. So let's click on next. Install. Okay. So this might take some few minutes to install. All right. So this has finished installing. So you click on finish. Okay. So we have a VS Studio Code installed. So as you can see. All right. So the next thing is we want to do is maybe we go back to this side. All right. Click on back. Okay. So we need to add the Flutter extension for VS Code. So you come to your VS Code. You click on the extension link. Okay. Extension. Then you search for Flutter. Right. So it's going to show you Flutter here. All right. So you click on install. Okay. So that may take another few minutes. You just share. Okay. So it tells you installing. Okay. So it might take some few minutes. Let's wait for it to install. Okay. So now that we've got our Flutter installed, as you can see, so it's installed. All right. If you want to uninstall whatever, install a specific version, then you can go through this. So the next thing you want to do is to open our command palette. All right. So you press Control, Shift, and P. Okay. So in this case, you want to type Flutter. Okay. Then you select New Project. Okay, so it says could not find a Flutter SDK. Please download, or if already downloaded, click to OK. So let's click on download. Okay, so in this case now it says unable to clone Flutter because Git was not found. Please clone or download the Flutter SDK manually. Okay, so we're gonna fix that quickly before we come back to this section. So you come back to this page where it says start building Flutter app and that. So that's you this main page. So let's install Git for Windows first. Then we try to download the Flutter SDK again. So it says download. Okay. So it's downloading the Git for Windows. Okay. So let's click to install. Yes, Windows is allowed. Okay, next, 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 next. Just follow the instruction. Next, 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 next. Stop. Okay. Okay, finish. So we can start our Git. All right. Okay. On this file. Okay. It's fine. All right. So we don't need this file actually. So let's go back to our Flutter. Okay. Boom. Okay, so let's go back to our palette again and let's type Flutter. Okay. So let's try to download our SDK again. So again, I'm gonna just take it a bit from here. So you cancel. Okay. So let's come back here. So Control Shift P. Okay. So type Flutter and select new project. Right. So this is download SDK. Let's see. Unable to clone future because Git was not found. So let's restart our VS Code. Let's take a restart our VS Code. Okay. So I'm going to close this. Right. All right. So I've just restarted my VS Code. So I'm going to type in Flutter here again in my palette. Okay. Let's enter. Um, within palette, right? Flutter. Okay. New project. Okay. So let's try and download the SDK again. Yeah. So now it's going to ask you which folder do you want to put your SDK, Flutter SDK. So in this case, you have to be careful. Let's go to C, put it on C. So let's put it on C. Okay, so it's C. This is Flutter. All right. So you can see it's downloading the Flutter SDK on our C. So it says it may take a few minutes. It's still downloading the Flutter SDK. All right. So next thing you want to do here is to add SDK to path. All right. So click on add SDK to path. Okay. So it says Flutter has been added to path. So let's see what this command has to do. Yeah. Applications. So let's do Flutter. Okay. So next come here. Let's close this down. Okay. So come to this. Applications. This. So yeah. Open your command palette again. So let's click on new project. Okay. All right. So once this has been installed, your Flutter is the key. So the next thing is you want to do is go back to your command palette. Okay. So select Flutter. All right. So we want to run the Flutter doctor. So let's see. So what this does is the Flutter check to see if all your system has been well configured. So that things that needs to be configured, it will notify you. Okay. All right. So doctor found issues in four categories. So first, let's check each of the categories. Okay. So Android. Okay. So it's unable to locate the Android SDK device. All right. So we need to install our Android Studio and see Chrome. Okay. Chrome is okay. So you tick that Chrome. So we can develop app for Chromes now. Visual Studio. So we don't need Visual Studio for this work, so we'll not bother about that. Android Studio not installed, so there's an issue. So we're gonna install Android Studio. So to install Android Studio, we can come. You can just copy this link, follow this link. Okay, open. So you open the link. So this takes us to the Android Studio website where it allows us to install Android Studio. So we're going to do that quickly. So, okay, download Android Studio Nara Fisher Drop. I'm sure that's what we need for now. Okay, no, say no thanks. You're not interested in the survey, right? So, see download. Okay. The official ID for Android app development now as a relationship with Germany Android Studio. Okay, your AI powered coding companion. So, let's see. Terms and conditions. The new Android Studios. Okay. Install, download. All right. So this is going to take another few minutes to download. So it's currently downloading. So again, you might need some data for this. So don't forget to have enough data uh, to install all of this. All right. So I think Android Studio has been downloaded. So double click on this to install on your system. All right, so it's beginning to install. So again, that may take some few minutes for you to install the Android Studio. Okay. All right, so this window pops up on your Android Studio. Then next, select Android version device. Yes. Okay. Next. All right, next. Install. So you probably need about 4 point something gig to do that. So Android Studio is almost done. So click on next. Okay, so we're gonna start the Android Studio now. So we need to configure the Android Studio in order for us to use the emulator in our VS Code. All right, so click on next. It's coming up. Standard. Yep, next. Okay, verify settings, Android emulator, da 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 da. Just click on next. Yeah. Accept the terms and condition. Next. So again, this may take a while for this to download all the necessary tools needed for your Android Studio. All right, so on your Android Studio, so you need to come to this section where it says More Actions, then select the SDK Manager, and you move to SDK Tools. All right, so you want to select this Android SDK command line. This is very, very important for your VS Code later on. So you click on OK. Boom. Okay, so it's going to install the SDK command line tools. Okay, so that may take some few minutes as well. All right, so it's downloaded our SDK command line tools. So click finish. All right, so now we're going heading back to the Visual Studio Code. So let's go back to our Visual Studio Code. All right, so I'm going to close this Visual Studio Code and open a new one. So let's close this guy. All right, so VS Code. Okay, so let's launch our VS Code again. Let's see how that goes. All right. Okay, so I'll head to my terminal. Okay, so give it some few minutes for it to set itself up. All right. Okay, yeah, there we go. So first I want to check if my Flutter has been installed and what version. So just type in this command, Flutter dash dash version on your command terminal. So let's see what this gives to us. Right. Hey, yeah, so it says Flutter 3.35.1 has been installed, it's stable, right? So the next thing we want to do is let's do our Flutter doctor to check that everything is okay with our Flutter. All right, so press that and let's see what information the doctor gives to us. So again, this is going to take some few minutes. Hey, so let's see what the Flutter doctor says. All right. So it says, yep, our Flutter is stable, Windows function is stable, Android to Shane, developed for Android, Some Android license not accepted. To resolve this, we need to run some Flutter doctor. So, okay, so just gonna copy this command, all right? Control C, okay. Um, then we're gonna pop it here. Uh, okay, right? So you need to run this command, Flutter doctor dash Android licenses. Let's see how that goes for us. So again, this might take some few minutes for it to run. So you need to say yes, yes, the some of the licenses, yes, 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 yes. Okay. All right. Says all executed packet licenses are accepted. So we give it the last command again to see Flutter doctor. Let's press enter and let's see if everything is okay now. Okay, so let's see what the Flutter doctor says. All right, so it says our Chrome is ready for web application development, Visual Studios. So we don't need Visual Studios for this, so we might not bother about that. Android Studio is completely green, installed, so everything is set for our application. VS Code is done. Connected devices, okay, it shows three available. So later on we'll view that. Network resources, everything is good. So I think we are good to go in terms of installation. So this ends the installation aspect of our Flutter on using VS Code and Android Studio. All right, so in next video, I'm going to show you how we can start building our first Flutter Android application. All right, so enjoy your Flutter. Bye.